Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving into the source material on how to choose your priority investment account. I'm going to step in as your mentor today to really help cut through all that overwhelming financial noise out there. We're going to tackle a super practical question that literally every beginner faces. Where exactly should my very first investing dollar go? Finding the answer to this is absolutely crucial because it's the secret to making your future contributions easy, completely automatic, and honestly entirely stress-free.
To really understand what happens when we don't choose wisely, let's look at a story from the material about the investor who opened everything and used nothing. Meet Ethan. So Ethan was a highly motivated beginner. And let's be real, being overly motivated is kind of a double-edged sword. It's a blessing, but it can also be a slightly dangerous personality trait. He absolutely loved doing the research. After learning all the rules of the game, the fees, the taxes, the whole shebang, he decided the smartest, safest move was just to open every single type of investment account all at once. We're talking a taxable brokerage, a Roth IRA, a traditional IRA, and a 401k through his employer. He felt incredibly proud, super diversified. But in reality, he was completely stuck.
The reason Ethan got stuck is this classic psychological trap. By opening 4 different accounts, he basically forced himself to answer 4 really complex questions every single time he wanted to invest. He had to ask himself, which account should I use today? Which ETF am I buying? How much should I even contribute? And what if I regret this choice later? Because we humans fundamentally struggle with repeated decision-making, psychologists actually call this decision fatigue, severe paralysis just completely took over. The result? Zero investing consistency. Sometimes he'd just throw money into a taxable account because, well, it was the easiest. Other times he'd skip investing altogether because he simply didn't have the mental energy to run a full strategic analysis on a random Tuesday night.
Eventually, Ethan came to a really uncomfortable realization. Having way too many choices had basically become his excuse to delay taking any real action. All his endless planning, it was actually disguised procrastination. Ethan's story brilliantly highlights that having too many options without a clear, defined priority just leads to doing absolutely nothing. Spreading $50 across 5 different places just to feel diversified doesn't help you. It just kills your momentum and dials up the confusion. We are going for clarity today, definitely not complexity.
And that brings us to the core solution presented in our source material, establishing your priority account. Simply put, this is the single account you focus on first whenever you invest new money. The goal here is super simple: reduce friction and build a habit. We're going to create a smart default that turns your investing into an automatic, consistent behavior. Because remember, investing isn't just a one-time event. It's a repeated behavior, and repeated behavior desperately needs a simple default.
To really lock this concept in, I want you to imagine your accounts as buckets, and your money is the water. Think of tax-advantaged accounts, like your IRAs and 401ks, as completely sealed water buckets. When you pour your water in, it stays right there, and it grows. Now compare that to taxable brokerage accounts. Those are more like buckets with holes in the bottom. They slowly leak your returns to taxes over time. So the takeaway is pretty clear. If you can pour your money into the sealed buckets first, you get to keep significantly more water over the long haul.
Now, when it comes to actually filling up those sealed buckets, your absolute most critical first step is capturing what could be a 100% immediate return. I'm talking about an employer match. If your employer matches your contributions, you're effectively getting an immediate return on your money with absolutely zero market risk. Let's face it, markets do not guarantee returns, but employer matches usually do. Capturing this should almost always be your priority number 1, no question. Think about it like this. Your employer match is literally an expiring coupon for free compensation. Seriously, you would never walk into a store, see a massive discount that applies to your entire purchase, and just walk out empty-handed, right? Yet so many beginners just walk away from retirement matches because they feel too young or maybe not quite ready. Please do not walk away from free money.
Okay, before we rush in and build out your strategy to capture that money, we need to do a quick financial reality check. I want you to ask yourself where you currently sit. Do you have green, yellow, or red flags? Green means you're good to go. You have access to retirement accounts, you can contribute monthly, and you just want a simple plan. Yellow means, well, proceed with caution. Maybe you're dealing with inconsistent income, or you're tempted to open everything at once, like our buddy Ethan. But it's those red flags we really need to pay attention to right now.
If you look at your finances and realize you're in the red zone, which means you don't have an emergency fund, you're carrying high-interest debt, or you're trying to invest money you're going to need soon, stop. Seriously, don't even try to negotiate with yourself here. Pause your investing plans immediately and follow this exact checklist.
build a starter emergency fund, and aggressively pay down that high-interest debt. You have got to protect yourself from unnecessary risk first before you start trying to fill your investment buckets.
All right, for those of you sitting pretty with green or yellow flags, it's time to build your strategy. Here is a visual priority ladder for the 4 main account types. This is a highly effective, incredibly powerful default path for most beginners. Step 1. Fund that 401k exactly up to your employer match. Grab that free money. Step 2. Open a Roth or traditional IRA. Step 3. Go back and continue maximizing your 401k contributions. And finally, Step 4. Look at a taxable brokerage account for flexibility or extra investing. This priority ladder totally removes the guesswork for you.
Now, you might have noticed that Step 2 gives you a choice, Roth or traditional IRA. To help you personalize this step without melting your brain by diving into complex tax brackets, just ask yourself this one simple question. Do you expect your income to rise over time? If you're saying yes, a Roth IRA is usually super attractive because you get to lock in today's lower tax rate. You pay taxes now and you get tax-free withdrawals way down the line. But if you want tax relief right now because your income is currently really high, a traditional IRA might actually be the better move. And hey, if you're totally unsure, just make your best guess and move forward. A good decision today always beats a perfect decision that you never actually make.
So here's your homework. I want you to take about 45 minutes this week to walk through these exact core exercises so you can construct your very own personalized priority ladder. First, write down the menu of accounts that are actually available to you. Next, apply that free money first test. Figure out the exact amount you need to contribute to get your full employer match. Then, make that practical choice between Roth or traditional based on your income trajectory. And finally, rank your top 1 to 3 accounts based on everything we've just covered.
By taking just 45 minutes to do that exercise and rank your options, you'll successfully answer the absolute most crucial question in this entire process. What is your first dollar destination? Because once you know exactly which account gets your very first investing dollar, you completely eliminate future decision fatigue. You will literally never have to debate with yourself on a random Tuesday night ever again.
To really seal the deal here, write down a simple one-sentence default contribution rule. It should look exactly like this. Each month, I contribute to account until goal. So for example, each month I contribute to my 401k until I get the full match, then I fund my Roth IRA. Actually, writing this down is what turns your good intentions into a repeatable, automated system that just works in the background.
As your guide through today's explainer, I really want you to remember this golden rule. Anytime you feel the urge to overcomplicate things or spread your money everywhere, tell yourself, one account first, habit first, complexity later. Remember, the best investing plan in the world isn't the most complicated one. It's the one that removes repeated decisions, and most importantly, it's the one you'll actually stick with consistently.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. Take a look at your newly built priority ladder and ask yourself, what is one small action you can take this week to make this account real? Is it logging in, requesting some info, or maybe just starting the paperwork? Because the day you finally choose your priority account is the day you stop negotiating with yourself. Go grab that sealed bucket, claim your free money, and take the very first step toward a financial future that you won't have to stress about. You've got this.